لله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وبعد. My dear brothers and sisters, let this Ramadan be an amazing Ramadan, a Ramadan where we are content, we are satisfied with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My dear brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed each one of us. He has given us more than we require. In every aspect of our life, He has blessed us, has given us bounties, He has given us blessings. Let us be content, let us be satisfied with that, without complaining. That is the quality of a believing man or woman. Many of us are going through hardship. Many of us are going through trials and tribulations, especially in the month of Ramadan. But you know what? The person who perseveres, the person who is patient through all those hardships, especially in the month of Ramadan, they will derive benefit. The person who becomes perturbed, the person who loses their patience, that is the person who does not derive any benefit. The person who can go through these challenges in life, these trials and tribulation, tests, calamities, whatever we want to refer them to as, but they don't see it as a calamity, they don't see it as a hardship, but they see it as a blessing. That is the person who actually derives benefit from that. Subhanallah, you think any of us have gone through the hardship of the prophets, the hardships of the companions, Bilal ibn Rabah, Abdullah ibn Hudhafa, all of those companions, the hardship that they have gone through? Of course not. Do we have room to complain? Many of the scholars from the Salaf, they used to say that after you have been given a ni'mah, and there is no room for you to complain, يعني لا مجال, there is no platform for you to complain, and after that if you complain, after all the bounties and blessings Allah has given you, that is from the grave sin. Because you should acknowledge the bounty that Allah has given you. Whatever you have, the Messenger alayhi salam says, "Unduru ila man huwa asfala minkum." Don't look at the person who is above you in status and wealth. Look at someone who is below you, because there is definitely someone who is below you. Look around you. Think about all those people around the world who have no food on their plate. But alhamdulillah, you have food on your plate. You have an illness, there is someone who has a greater illness than you. So you need to think of it objectively. Many of the Salaf, they used to consider a trial and a tribulation as a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And through that they attained the closeness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is tawakkul, that is reliance upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imam Hassan al-Basri rahimahullah ta'ala, when explaining tawakkul, he says, at-tawakkul is الرضا بفعل الله تعالى, to be satisfied with the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because we don't know what is good for us. Allah knows what is good for us. One of the Salaf, he used to say, when I make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and He gives it to me, I'm happy once. But when He doesn't give it to me, I'm happy 10 times more. You know why? Because the first was my decision and the second was Allah's decision. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. Look at their approach. Sincere reliance upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not moving an inch away from firm reliance upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, making sure that our tongues are moistened with this dua, Hasbi Allahu wa ni'mal wakil. Allah is the best disposer of all of my affairs. Whatever happens within my life, Allah is in charge of that. Leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if you want to see the benefits. May Allah give all of us the tawfiq to remain steadfast, to have tawakkul upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Middle Path Radio, your #1 online Islamic talk station.